Deep in the heart of the countryside, where ancient trees whispered secrets and winding paths led to forgotten places, stood an old railroad bridge. Its weathered timbers and rusted iron beams silently held the memories of a tragic accident that occurred decades ago. Legends spoke of the spirits of those lost on that fateful day, doomed to replay their final moments each year on the anniversary. The tales of ghostly apparitions and bone-chilling reenactments intrigued me, stirring a mix of curiosity and trepidation. The stories of the haunted bridge beckoned to me, like an irresistible siren song. A group of courageous souls, united by a shared thirst for the supernatural, gathered together. We yearned to step beyond the boundaries of the mundane and confront the spectral entities rumored to haunt the bridge. Excitement tinged with apprehension coursed through my veins as we prepared for our extraordinary journey, determined to unlock the mysteries hidden within the ethereal realm. Under the cloak of darkness, with the moon casting a pale glow upon our path, we ventured towards the haunted bridge. The air grew heavy, charged with anticipation and a palpable sense of the otherworldly. Each step brought us closer to the unknown, and a shiver ran down my spine as we set foot on the creaking wooden planks that bridged the gap between the living and the spirits of the past. Silence descended upon us like a shroud as we treaded cautiously, the beams creaking beneath our feet. The wind whispered through the crevices, carrying echoes of a bygone era. Whispers of forgotten conversations and distant cries seemed to meld with the rustling leaves. I strained my ears, yearning to decipher the voices that beckoned from the ethereal realm, intertwining with the fabric of the haunted bridge. Suddenly, as if conjured from the mists of time itself, an ethereal fog enshrouded the tracks below. From within its hazy embrace emerged the apparitions of long-departed passengers, clad in garments of a bygone era. Their visages bore the weight of sorrow and anguish, and with ghostly grace, they began to reenact their final moments, a haunting spectacle of chaos and despair that had unfolded upon this ill-fated bridge long ago. I stood frozen in awe and horror, the reality of their presence sinking deep into my core. Amidst the phantasmal reenactment, one spectral figure turned its hollow gaze upon our group. Its eyes, void of life yet filled with a profound yearning, pierced through the veil of our mortal existence. An icy chill seeped into my bones, as if the ghostly apparition sought to make us aware of its presence, demanding recognition and remembrance. We stood, breathless and captivated, realizing the weight of our intrusion into their sorrowful realm. The intensity of the reenactment enveloped us, sending tremors through our very beings. The cries of the lost souls echoed through the night, intertwining with the wailing wind. The bridge itself seemed to vibrate with a melancholic energy, as if it absorbed the anguish and despair that saturated the air. The weight of their tragedy bore down upon us, leaving an indelible mark of terror upon our souls. As the haunting reenactment reached its crescendo, the overwhelming sense of fear began to eclipse our initial curiosity. The cries of the lost souls grew louder, their sorrow seeping into our very essence. It was clear that we had intruded upon a realm beyond our understanding, and it was time to retreat from the bridge that served as a conduit between the living and the dead. With heavy hearts and a lingering sense of unease, we slowly stepped back, our eyes fixed upon the ethereal scene unfolding before us. The echo of our footsteps mingled with the mournful cries of the spirits, as if bidding farewell to the bridge that held their eternal tragedy. Even as we distanced ourselves from the bridge, the weight of the experience clung to us like an invisible shroud. The cries of the lost souls echoed in our minds, their anguished fate forever etched into our memories. Each step we took away from the haunted bridge felt like a step into a world forever changed. We gathered, our group huddled together in silence, trying to process the profound encounter we had just witnessed. The mark of terror left by the haunting reenactment lingered, leaving us with a sense of awe and a newfound respect for the thin veil that separates the living from the realm of spirits. In a small, secluded town, where time seemed to stand still and secrets lingered in the whispers of the wind, an eerie presence cast a shroud of unease over the community. Nestled alongside an active railroad, the town's idyllic charm was tainted by a string of unexplained disappearances. Rumors swirled among the locals, tales of a spectral train that materialized on the darkest of nights, preying upon unsuspecting victims who dared to venture near its tracks. As a long-time resident of this enigmatic town, I felt the palpable fear that gripped the hearts of my neighbors. The atmosphere was thick with trepidation, and the haunting sound of the phantom train whistle reverberated through our collective consciousness, serving as a chilling reminder of the ominous presence that lurked in the shadows. Whispers permeated the town's narrow streets, carried on the breeze like a macabre lullaby. Locals exchanged tales of vanished loved ones, recounting the last moments before they were whisked away by the ghostly train. They spoke of ethereal figures, cloaked in darkness, snatching innocent souls from the platform without a trace. Fear and confusion consumed us, for we were powerless against this spectral force that defied all reason and comprehension. Driven by an insatiable curiosity and a yearning to protect my community, I embarked on a treacherous journey into the heart of this enigma. Armed with a mix of determination and trepidation, I delved into the town's history, poring over faded newspaper clippings and ancient records. The more I uncovered, the deeper I descended into the dark underbelly of this haunting mystery. With the weight of the disappearing souls heavy on my shoulders, I ventured to the abandoned railway station, where the spectral train was said to appear. Moonlight bathed the platform in an ethereal glow as I stood, my senses heightened, waiting for the unknown to reveal itself. Time seemed to slow, and the air grew thick with anticipation as the whispers of the townspeople echoed in my mind. And then, in the distance, a haunting wail pierced the silence, a mournful cry that could only be the phantom train approaching. I held my breath as the ethereal locomotive materialized before my eyes, its spectral form sending shivers down my spine. The train glided with an otherworldly grace, its phantom passengers peering through misty windows, their gazes vacant yet full of an insatiable hunger. Summoning every ounce of courage within me, I stepped onto the platform, determined to confront this spectral force that had plagued our town for far too long. The wind howled around me, carrying the anguished cries of the missing, but I stood resolute. As the train drew closer, I locked eyes with the conductor, a phantom figure cloaked in shadows, his face obscured by an aura of malevolence. With a voice that seemed to emerge from the depths of the abyss, the conductor spoke, his words laden with a chilling warning. He proclaimed that the train would claim more souls, feeding on the town's fear and despair until it had satisfied its insatiable appetite. But I refused to succumb to its terror. With a resolve fueled by the love I held for my community, I vowed to end this cycle of darkness. Guided by an ancient tome discovered in the depths of the town's forgotten library, I unearthed a long-forgotten legend, the tale of an ill-fated train journey that had met a tragic end. The train had been carrying a group of restless spirits, bound to the mortal realm by their unfulfilled desires. Their insatiable longing for resolution had transformed them into spectral entities, forever condemned to roam the tracks in search of a way to break free. Driven by newfound knowledge and armed with an understanding of the train's origins, I devised a plan to confront the lingering spirits and release them from their eternal torment. Gathering a group of like-minded individuals who refused to surrender to fear, we set out on a mission to put an end to the cycle of disappearances and the spectral train's reign of terror. As the dark of night enveloped us, we stood on the very tracks that had claimed so many lives. Each member of our group carried a symbol of hope, a talisman infused with positive energy and ancient incantations. We positioned ourselves strategically, forming a barrier of light and determination against the encroaching darkness. As the spectral train approached, the air crackled with energy. The mournful wail of the locomotive reverberated through our bones, but we held our ground, channeling our collective strength into a beacon of resistance. The battle between light and shadow commenced, as the spirits collided with our unwavering resolve. Through sheer will and unwavering belief, we managed to pierce through the spectral veil that had bound the tormented souls. Each member of our group confronted a spirit, speaking words of compassion and understanding. We offered them solace, acknowledging their pain and granting them forgiveness. In that moment of connection, the spectral figures began to fade, their ethereal forms dissipating into the night. As the last echoes of the phantom train faded into the distance, a profound stillness settled over the railway tracks. The curse that had plagued our town for generations had finally been broken. The souls of the lost departed, their energies released into the universe, free to find the peace they had long yearned for. In the aftermath of the spectral battle, our town slowly began to heal. The disappearances ceased, and the once haunted tracks became a symbol of resilience and triumph. We honored the memory of those lost with a memorial, a tribute to their lives and a testament to our victory over the forces of darkness. The community banded together, stronger and more united than ever before. We vowed to never forget the lessons learned from the harrowing encounter with the spectral train. Our town became a beacon of hope, a place where the power of love and determination had conquered the forces of darkness. Generations passed, and the tale of our town's struggle against the spectral train was woven into the fabric of our collective history. The legend served as a reminder of the power of unity, compassion, and the indomitable spirit of humanity. Though the spectral train remained a distant memory, whispered in hushed tones by future generations, its legacy endured. The story was passed down, a cautionary tale, teaching each new resident the importance of resilience, empathy, and the unyielding belief in the triumph of light over darkness. And so, the town thrived, forever transformed by its encounter with the spectral train. We carried the lessons learned within our hearts, ensuring that the triumph of the human spirit would never be forgotten.